I really don't understand moralizers. I don't understand them. They always want to judge everything, make everything, make everyone think that things could be right or wrong. I just don't understand that whole concept. I've talked about morality like a million times in my past videos, so I'm not even going to spend any more time talking about it, really. The one thing you need to know is that it doesn't truly exist, and that it is based off it's based off standards, which are subjective, and it was made to impose cultural values. That's the main purpose of morality. That's it. Just like religion, they're both used to impose cultural values and scare and control primitive people. But I used to give religion a hard time, and I still do. And a lot of religious people, I give them a hard time because, like, they're, obviously, like, delusional, and just for, believing in a delusion. But 99% of humans are delusional. And I'm not saying that because, like, we just are delusional, but, like, we're all just as delusional, if not more delusional than religious people. We're no different from fundamentalists. We all believe in the delusion of value. That is value is one of the biggest delusions to ever exist. People generally think that value is a real thing. It's just so strange. It's so funny, actually, but the only value that exists is the value that you put on something. Value cannot be objective. It's as simple as that. Nothing is inherently valuable. It's really that simple. It's really that simple. There's no transcendent truth that says this is valuable, or that anything is valuable for that matter. There isn't. It's enough of value and morality. I'm honestly just done talking about those subjects. Or not subjects, just those philosophies in general, because I talked about it a million times and how just ridiculous they are. But I was thinking about anarcho-primitivism recently, and how a while ago, like, I think before I started making videos on this channel, like right around that time, right before, I really thought that anarcho-primitivism could, like, fix this, or that it was, like, the solution to life suffering, or the value trap, or the deprivation dynamic. Just literally like what I talk about in my videos about why life is suffering and suicide is a solution. I thought that anarcho-primitivism, if it were able to take hold, could be a possible solution. But in reality, it's not. Not only is it not going to happen, but let's say theoretically, if it were to take hold, it wouldn't really make life not sufferable, or it wouldn't make it. The only thing that would change is that there would be no civilization. Essentially, morals wouldn't exist. And, of course I fucking hate morals, but at the end of the day, it wouldn't be possible to just attain happiness just from anarcho-primitivism. And that's because there is no true happiness. What is happiness? Is it really just an emotion? Or is it freedom from deprivation? Because even if anarcho-primitivism were to take hold, you can't free yourself from deprivation. I'm starting to think deprivation is just a natural human component, and that it can't be escaped, and it's not made from anything besides life. Life is deprivation. So what's the solution to life? What is the solution to that conflict? It's really simple. It's suicide. That's why I hate people that are against suicide. That's why I advocate for suicide. That's why I commend others who commit suicide. And that's why I really hate anti-suicide people, or people that are just suicide prevention, because I see it everywhere. It's so stupid. It's honestly just, I could relate it to culture and how it could stem from cultural values and how people think that life is inherently valuable, so no one should kill themselves and no one should kill other people, and how it's just all means of just, or as a means of some form of a cultural abstraction, and that's why people are anti-suicide. I can go on that forever, but it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, it shouldn't because it shouldn't matter whether someone commits suicide or not, because it should be their choice, right? You would think that. And of course, I advocate for suicide, and I think that suicide would be in your best interest, but I'm not saying everyone should commit suicide, because there is no transcendent truth that you should kill yourself. Just like how there is no transcendent truth that you should live. The only thing that really bothers me, it's not that no one else commits suicide, even though in my view, I think if everyone could come to the same conclusion that I can, which I think isn't hard, then suicide would be your best option, and suicide would be in your best interest, and I would encourage it. But that's what I would think. But if that's not necessarily my problem, that not everyone's committing suicide, that's not what my problem is. My problem is people that want to commit suicide, and people that are basically just forcing them to live and trying to deter them from it. That's what my problem is. It's all a means of just imposing cultural values, forcing cultural values onto another person. You must stay alive. You must choose life. You must choose culture. You must stay deprived of anything. Why would you want to commit suicide? That's ridiculous. That's what the moralizers would say. What else can I talk about? I talk about all these social constructs and just how it's stupid. Look, imagine all the other animals. They just live an extremely simplistic life. They don't think about any of this stupid shit. What can I talk about? Can I talk about mental illnesses and how I can be perceived as psychotic, autistic, manic depressive, bipolar, disassociative, or what, avoidant, antisocial, whatever other cultural label that psychiatry can put on me. I could talk about that. Or what else could I talk about? Oh yeah, here's something I can talk about. So a while back, but right before I wrote my college essay, my English teacher, we had this outline, like for right before we wrote a college essay, this and that. And one of the questions, I could pull it up actually. It's like right at top, write like a short essay about like a topic you're passionate about, or like whatever's on your mind or whatever. And I wrote like this decent, not a really long essay, but I wrote like a good chunk of a paragraph, basically just like debunking morality. I want to pull it. Hold on, let me see. I'm surprised I didn't get red flagged for this. When was this? Hold on, let me find this. Common app. Is that right? Brainstorming. I think this is it. Yep, this is it. Hold on. I got a 90. I bet it's because I lost 10 points because she got offended when I dismantled morality and how it's bullshit. I will read the essay right now. For all you fucking moralizers. Okay, yeah. Alright, here it is. Let me scroll down. Okay, so. Oh my gosh, this is actually decent long. Alright, so the question is, share an essay on any topic of your choice. It can be one you've already written, one that responds to a different prompt, or one of your own design. And I said, quote, when someone does any action, most people ask themselves whether it was right or wrong. What is right or wrong? The terms right, wrong, good, evil are all based on the concept of morality. Morality is a set of principles governed by society to determine what can and can't be done. Morality enforces rules. Morality is a form of control. Morality is entirely based on values, but the problem is values in and of itself are subjective. Everybody has different values because everybody has a different perspective. So can anything be objectively right or wrong? No, because morality can't be objective because values are subjective. They are dependent on an individual's perspective. Sometimes people contradict their own morals. For example, most people would say that mass murder is a bad thing, but is it because of the act itself or because of who's affected? Although most people would agree that it's a bad thing, opinions would change if the person being affected was perceived as a bad person due to morality such as murderers, rapists, or pedophiles, or people who've committed serious offenses. Some people would argue that if these types of individuals were to be mass murdered, then it would be a good thing, but they don't realize the direct contradiction they are making to their own values and morality in general. But what was morality created for? It has existed since the dawn of civilization for a reason. It is spread through constant conditioning, whether it's through the media, religion, societal norms, politics, etc. But why? Well, it's simple. In a civilized society, morality is made to control people to keep them in line, and that is why laws are based on moral standards. I swear, if I didn't lose points because of that part of the essay, I don't know why. Because everything else for this college essay brainstorming app, it was just about just regular shit. And then I just decided to go completely AWOL and write this fucking red flag of an essay that most people would perceive as a red flag. But if you listen to any of those things, moralizers, you can't answer those questions because you know that it's just ridiculous of a concept. I talk about morality too much on this channel, so I'm gonna find something else to talk about. What could I talk about right now? Gender, simple. It's just a stupid cultural construct made to marginalize people. Tribal, what? Gender is just a stupid concept. It just is. It's a tribal way to just marginalize people in different identifications, I guess. What else? What other concept could I talk about? Nationalism, well, I don't have much to say about nationalism. Nationalism is essentially just tribalism times 100. For some reason, a while ago, I used to think that tribalism was almost I didn't think it was exclusive to humans, but I thought it was mostly like a concept associated with mankind, which now I know is false. But because tribalism is almost innate in every species, and if humans were to go extinct, tribalism would still exist in other species. Tribalism has existed before civilization, even before humans. Tribalism is almost innate in nearly every species. And it's because most species are social beings, unfortunately. Unfortunately, most species happen to be most species happen to be extremely social or just rely on social communication, unfortunately. So of course most species would be tribal in some form or another. I could go on how a lot of things are rooted in, a deep tribalistic mentality, but I don't see a point in doing so because every species is tribalistic. A lot of actions we do are tribalistic. But why does no one want to talk about how nearly every action we take in life, every single day, is because of a deprivation? I think I said this in a previous video already, that I don't need to accomplish anything in life. And that the only reason anyone wants to accomplish anything in life is because they're deprived of something. And the only reason they're deprived of something is because they don't have it. That's what deprivation is. Lack of. The only reason you have desire for anything is because you don't have it. You're deprived. It's an infinite cycle of deprivation. It could be used for anything. It could be used in a biological sense too, for food. You're hungry, you're deprived. Lust, you're not getting sex, you're deprived. You're thirsty, you haven't drank water in a day, you're deprived. You have a desire to drink water, well, it's because you're deprived of water. Life is deprivation. It's simple as that. And the only way to truly end this deprivation cycle we call life and monotony in general is with suicide. You want to end your suffering? You want freedom? You want peace? You want somewhat what we can call happiness? What I can call happiness is death. You want to end the monotony? You want to end your deprivation cycle? The answer is suicide. It's simple as that. What else can I talk about? Conditioning. Okay, I'll say one more thing about civilization. Civilization is only maintained by conditioning children for years on end so that they'll just have to accept it for what it is. Children are unconsciously slaves to civilization. They don't realize it, but they are. The parents and all the other authority figures, they rely on the children. They have to condition children because if they don't, civilization won't last. Civilization is only maintained by conditioning children for years on end so that they just have to accept it for what it is and keep it going and keep continuing the baby raping machine that we call life. Baby raping machine. I love using rape as an analogy for childbirth. Or a metaphor, excuse me. Lack of proper words. I guess, what else can I talk about before I end this video? Ethics. What is ethics? Ethics is technically different from morality, but honestly, I consider that as just as nonsensical as morality, so I don't even need to speak on that. I don't even need to speak on ethics. It's almost no different than morality. It's almost no different than cultural values and standards. It's all just individualized delusions. What's something stupid that I could speak of? Like something that's stupid in my opinion. Like what? A lot of these things are stupid. Like I speak on them all the time. Of course I think they're stupid. Whatever, I'm just gonna end this right here.